back inside Artesian Football, joined now by Noah Davis, the sophomore. Noah, let's go back to the beginning of this year a little bit. You started on JV, dressed varsity, obviously. Can you talk a little bit about how things have changed from now going from the JV level here to the varsity level?
Well, JV, it was easy, kind of. I mean, the competition is nothing like varsity. You get up here and they're stronger, faster. So you have to work a lot harder in practice and games to get off the ball. And you have to have a good relationship with your quarterbacks. I had that with Mason. Hayden and I were pretty good. We were good on the field and off. JV, like I said, it was easy. We had a good season until I got moved up Greenwood game. My first start, Decatur, I feel like I had a good outing. Came out and showed what I could do and just did my best.
And you look at this too, you talked about the difference in competition. Let's go back to even before the season and started playing. What are some of the things that you guys did, in practice, in the off season to try to get ready for this football season?
Well, we did a lot of agility drills. Quick feet, catching the ball, hand-eye coordination, a lot of conditioning, almost too much.
Never too much conditioning, Noah.
We got that new weight coach, Coach Cates. He's been helping a lot. He's getting us stronger and faster. The off-season is probably the biggest part of a season in football because that's where you get all your talent and build up what you need to win all games in the season.
Let's talk a little bit about how this year has gone for you. Like we said, you started on the JV, had some success. The JV's still doing very well, the freshmen also. Let's talk a little bit about how your season has gone now. Once you've moved up to varsity, got that first start. It's a pretty big game for you against Decatur Central, the first game out. Can you talk a little bit about how your season has gone on the varsity level thus far this year?
Well, I think it's gone pretty good, like that Decatur game. I thought I did pretty well. Coaches, they liked it, so I'm going to try and keep that up. The next game, Franklin, I feel like I did pretty good. I just got to keep getting better in practice. You know, I drop balls like the Whiteland game. That happens, but we'll correct that.
That sounded like the coach talking to you.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. Just got to get our hand-eye coordination better. And this next game, Roncalli, I hope to have a big game. This corner I'm going to have on me. He's a senior. I'd like to tear him up and do what I can do out there and help us win.
Let's talk a little bit of going back to the Whiteland game. You mentioned you had a couple of drops in the game, back-to-back. Then you come out there to punt. We saw the highlight a little bit a while ago. But that's one of the things with the coaches, I'm sure you got to get over it, correct it, let it go, get back out. You still got a job to do. That was an instance of that happening. It's not a play call for you to take that punt and go. What did you see? Can you talk us through what happened on that?
Well, like I said, I dropped those two passes, so I got kind of down on myself. But that punt, it was a high snap. And I saw that guy coming off the corner, so I just said, I'm going to keep it, and went off the edge and got the first down. Luckily, I got it, or else
more bad news for you.
More bad news, yeah, that's right. But it was a good play. Coach K liked it. He smiled after it. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. It's just, I guess, good instincts on knowing what's going on in the game.
And being able to let some of those things go and be able to come out and make the next play. Let's talk a little bit about Roncalli coming up. We talked a little bit beforehand, but what do you guys expect to be able to see out of Roncalli offensively and defensively?
Well, offensively, we're going to just do our normal game, try and pound it with the run, but they're going to be in a man mostly, cover 5, cover 2 man. He's going to have to fight off the ball and just play physical and do what we can do. Defensively, we're going to have to come out. We're going to be on our normal defense. Of course, Bo's not there. That's a big loss, but we have some guys that can step up, like Brian Hill. He's doing really good for us in practice this week. Joe Moriarty, he's doing really good. And play our normal defense, and hopefully we can stop him, kicking field goals, not touchdowns.
All right. We appreciate you taking time to join us, Noah. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
That's Artesian sophomore receiver Noah Davis here on Inside Artesian Football. We'll move Noah out. bring the head coach Fred Kutruff in, see if we can get him smiling too as the Artesians look to battle the Roncalli Rebels. We'll take a break, be back with the head coach when Inside Artesian Football continues.
Artesian Outdoors, the Bass Pro Shop on State Road 37 next to 84 Lumber. Inside you'll find a shop crammed full with all your hunting and fishing needs. Artesian Outdoors, the Bass Pro Shop, carries a full line of archery and hunting supplies of all types. And they have a giant selection of tackle, live bait, and fishing gear. And catalog ordering is also available every Monday. For all your hunting and fishing needs, stop by Artesian Outdoors, the Bass Pro Shop on State Road 37 next to 84 Lumber behind O'Neill Mulch.
Shop at Keller's Office Supply at 159 North Main Street in Martinsville for all your school and office supply needs. When you come to Keller's, you'll find superstore prices with a hometown service. Keller's has a wide variety of supplies from paper clips to office furniture. They also have a large selection of printer cartridges to choose from. Keller's offers same-day delivery for all your office and janitorial needs. And if they don't have your supplies in stock, they can deliver it to you the next day. Keller's is a proud sponsor of the Martinsville community.
Come to Keller's. We'll treat you like family.
$5 footlong. $5 footlong. $5 footlong.
Come into Martinsville Subway and enjoy a $5 footlong today.
Just had Noah Davis in here, and Noah's had to step up this year, had some injuries, and he's played pretty well as a sophomore.
Well, we knew at some point he was going to be in there, and he's had some injuries in the past. He's been injury-free. He's a great athlete, and I say he's only a sophomore. I think you're going to see some big things out of him, and he just keeps getting better each week. So we're real lucky to have him.
We're going to have him coming up on this weekend as well on Friday night as the Roncalli Rebels come to town and played Roncalli now for a couple of years. Last year it was their kicker that kind of did you guys in up there at Roncalli High School. They've still got him. He's a very good one. But this is a really good Roncalli ball club, winning some ball games. They run the ball well as usual. Can we talk a little bit about what the Rebels are going to bring to town on Friday night? Well, they're a good football team, no doubt about it. They're physical, great program, and I have a lot of people ask me, why would we schedule this game? I think it's a great game. It's a typical type of team we'll see in the sectional. They're big, they're physical. 3 years ago we couldn't even compete with them. Our guys were kind of shell-shocked. 2 years ago we beat them. Last year it was a pretty good game. Their kicker got to us, and we didn't play that well. We kind of we got there, and Roncalli's a tough place to play. Yep. First quarter we're a little intimidated, and we weren't really physical, and then we settled down, and we did fine, but we kind of dug a little hole. So, this is a great game. They're going to bring a great crowd. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and it should be one heck of a game. And, yeah, you said it. They like to run the football, but they will throw it a little bit. They got a couple good athletes that can run the ball. They got a big offensive line, and they stay on you. So it's we've got to have a great outing to beat these people. When you start talking about Roncalli, the first thing that comes to mind is that Catholic football, the Catholic toss, the Catholic sweep that they're going to read, that a lot of people call it. But basically, they line it up and they like to run the football. Like you said, they like to throw it sometimes as well, but mainly they're going to butter their bread on the side of the run, if you will. Can you talk a little bit about what we'll see out of them on Friday night on the offensive side? Well, I think you just said it. Everyone calls it the Catholic sweep, and they start running that from the time they're in second grade, and that's their play. And a lot of the Catholic schools run. That's probably where it gets its name, but it's just a power lead. And then they do a lot of things off of that, whether it's a boot, whether it's a reverse. They do some different things. They'll change it up. So you got to be disciplined. And they get a lot of bodies to at the same point that they're trying to beat you to that point. And I said you got to slow it down. Very similar to me, like playing Whiteland and their fly offense. You get caught up into that. And so it's I say it's easier to see and pick up, but they do a great job blocking it. So you're going to see that. And I said the quarterback, he can run a little bit. We've seen a couple different looks. We've seen this last game they came out with some double tight, some things that we hadn't seen before. So I'm not sure quite what we're going to get, but I'm sure we'll adjust and be ready. And also the special teams on their fact they've got a very good kicker. We saw it last year, so that always plays into effect too on how you attack things because his field goal range, he's got a good leg, so that lends them to the possibility of getting threes sometimes during the contest as well, where normal teams maybe wouldn't be.
Well, I think we've got to have good kickoff coverage. You know, we're planning on scoring. I'm sure, you know, we've got to slow them down just like we did Whiteland. And we can't let our kickoff coverage let them get out to the 40 because a couple first downs and they're in his range. And I think the kid is that good. So I think that, you know, a kicker like that can affect the whole game and your game planning. So we just got to do our thing and just hopefully he doesn't set any records against us. He tried to set one last year, but we accidentally roughed him, so he didn't get the record.
He didn't get the chance.
But for the most part, you know, I think it's going to be a great ball game, and I think it's going to be a good matchup.
But I'm sure if you can hold them to field goals as opposed to touchdowns, that's something that you're looking for to be able to do also.
Yeah, if he gets 5 field goals, we'll take that, and you know, hopefully we've scored more than that.
Let's talk about it on the defensive side of things. What are we going to see out of them defensively? You've already mentioned how physical they are. They'll play that physical brand of defense also.
They got guys, they run to the football well. They play an old-fashioned 3-4. I call it a 5-2, but the young coaches now, this is now a 3-4. But they got their outside linebackers will be up on the line at times. They play like defensive ends. Sometimes they play like backers. I think they're going to man us up and go too deep, and I think they're going to see if their front seven can whip our front seven. And, you know, it's going to be a physical ball game. We have to be able to run the football, no doubt about it, but we also have to be able to throw it. And we had a lot of success throwing it last year, and like I said, we didn't get started running it until about the second quarter. Our guys kind of figured out, said, well, you know, these guys aren't as physical as we thought. And but I'll tell you this, they will come out from on that first quarter, they're going to be physical. They try to intimidate, not by what they say, but just the way they play. They rally around the ball, and we have to match that intensity from the get-go.
That'll be on the offensive side of the ball for you guys. What are you going to have to do defensively to try to stop their running attack?
Well, I think we got to have them drive the football. They got to be able to drive the ball. You know, we can't give up the big play. You know, we can't give up the big chunks. You know, and they're going to get some. They're going to get some of those at times, but we have to bounce back and like I said, if we can hold them to field goals, that'd be great. But we just can't give up the big score, and then they keep the ball away from us. You know, we're hoping. I like to make them punt 6 times. That'd be our goal for our defense. If we can make them punt 6 times, then we're going to have a shot. If we can't make them punt, then it's going to be a long night.
All right, Coach, appreciate you joining us. We'll see you out there Friday night.
Thanks.
Artesian head coach Fred Kutruff here inside Artesian Football. Martinsville coming up Friday night. It's the final regular season home game. Hopefully the IHSA will help us out and we'll get one for sectional time. But Roncalli, the last one you'll see on Sidewoods Field until the playoffs start. So get out there, support the Artesians as they battle the Roncalli Rebels. We'd like to thank the coach for coming in, for the head coach Fred Kutruff, Noah Davis who came in and joined us, and Carl Van Dievender who produced it. I'm Eric Meyer. We'll see you again next time inside Artesian Football.